Welcome back to Popes and Pylos. Let's play some more Victoria 3. We are Mexico. We're going for Manifest Mexico. We have to eat up all the Pacific coast and the Great Plains. Ha, I remembered. And of course we have to be a bigger great power rank than the US of A. But we do have a higher great power ranking. We are third. They are number 5. They are still a major power, as are we. So they have to go down a notch. And well, we still have to take all that land, which hopefully will make that happen in the first place. Now, the US of A have recently, like an episode, 2 episodes-ish ago, decided to become belligerent towards us and hurt our reputation, our relations. Funnily enough, ooh, this is not maxed. and yet. So, they have been damaging relations. They're almost at the maximum, well, at the minimum, I think. It's unclear to me how this works in this game. So they are damaging relations at 3% a month, I think, while we are getting plus 1% progress a month, or each day even, because of our trade agreement. We apparently they're at 98% progress. So they're essentially done. It does say to a minimum of minus 50, but I guess that doesn't mean to a minimum of minus 50 relations, but just a modifier of minus 50. So we should still be quite good. Now, I should, in theory, be able to go ahead and improve relations here. I cannot. Interesting. Oh, because we're still over 50. Yeah. You can do it. Only do it when you're below 50. And I don't want to, because I believe they could expel diplomats. I don't know if you can just expel diplomats with people. Maybe you can just do it. Yeah. You don't need to actually... oh no. I'm unsure as to whether we even could expel diplomats, or they can expel diplomats if there's no ongoing diplomatic attempt. If we look at New Granada and what they're doing, are they doing anything to me? That's France. That is also not me. So that's a no. I do think what that's telling me is that they could expel diplomats at any time, so improving doesn't hurt, if ever we can, because they fall below 50. We do want to fight the US of A at some point. Maybe that point is now. I'm not quite sure. They have a defensive pact with Venezuela, which surely doesn't really matter. And they do not have an alliance. However, France likes them a lot. And if we look at attitude, desirable ally. Not quite know how this is going to work. 114. Protector against Great Britain. So people might come in. People might also come in on our side. France does like us too. But they don't like us enough for a defensive pact, unfortunately. And neither do the Brits, if I'm not... Ooh, you are absolutely not into it. Are we improving with you? No. So we're maxed out on that. Quite a shame. And we did have an alliance to Austria. Oh, Austria is not. Austria doesn't look so hard, does it? Maybe we can find an alliance to Austria after they're done revolutionizing. We'll see. So I don't necessarily think that we need another great power to fight the US of A. I don't know, because warfare in this game is still quite new to me. But I don't think we do. However, if they bring a big friend, I'd rather have a big friend as well to balance that out. Now, if we look at our country's information, we have 189 standing battalions and 91 conscripts available. The US of A is quite worse on the standing army, quite a bit better on conscription. Now again, conscripts are worse at battle than our regulars, but that's a lot of conscripts. My hope is that conscripting all these people is going to hurt the American economy so much. Also, the fact that they would be no longer be importing a bunch of stuff from us, would hurt them so much that they end up getting into problems. While I would hope that our regulars are at least good enough to hold the line. It's kind of my thinking, because I really don't want to go to an amount of regulars that can, well, rival that number. It's a terrifying number. I would like to be in a spot where we are not relying on the US of A for anything. But again, There's a lot of, well, there's mostly exporting we do, so it's good for economy. But we don't actually need them, I don't think, for any particular goods. I don't think so. Greater taxation did not come to pass. 10% more chance, more interest. Could I have another renowned playwright? I mean, 20 prestige is not much anymore. But still there. Well, for science, can I have 2 of these? Oop. Looks like I can. 20, 20, yep. So again, our stupid, expensive skyscraper gave us 25 over time. Well, for time. And this event just gives us 20 for free. I guess this is fine. I don't like the industrialists being unhappy, but they were going to be not quite rebellious if we do this. I don't really like having fewer people in the intelligentsia, so let's do this. And we do what we do best, build even more stuff. Now, how does our market look today? Oh, I had found something last time. I forget what it was, but we had 2 things we were importing tons and tons of. And actually exporting sulfur and importing sulfur. Game. I guess it's a money maker, but you know. So this is using so many convoys. Good lordy. We do seem to have extra sulfur, but turning off this trade route seems not quite there yet. So it was sulfur and it was what? Was it explosives? I feel like we had a huge amount of explosive imports, but that might have been a while ago. It's definitely not true anymore. I don't think it's coal. Still importing a bunch of silk, even though we have some of our own silk production, but apparently we need lots. So even more synthetics factories might be nice, especially since they also produce dye. Now, what else were we importing? Sulfur. Sulfur and what? Well, wood. Don't really want to give up the importing of wood. Thought there was another big one. But maybe we either fixed it last time or I misremember completely. So I don't see it. It's really just sulfur and wood. We have 731 extra sulfur. So we would be mostly fine if we didn't have that American import route. Somewhat tempted to cancel the sulfur route. And then kind of hope that the US of A are going to stop importing it because it's going to be expensive. We could build more sulfur mines if we wanted to. Right, we checked that end of last episode, I think. We do have spare population if needed. Oh, we should also give a look to chemical fertilizers. So we do have extra. We don't have extra fertilizer anymore? Are we selling that much? We are. But we could be using that ourselves, which we probably should be. For grain production, which... We do have decent amounts of grain. I don't know if people are going to be as interested in buying grain as they are in buying that fertilizer. If we look at the American market, they have extra grain lying around. If we look at the French, they are basically fine on grain. Yeah, look at the English, the British. So probably not the best move to go for the better fertilizer there. But what about the sulfur? I'm going to cancel that trade route. Let's see what happens. Did it just remove sulfur from the list? No. Just. So what I would like to see is for this trade route, because it's... Yeah. Well, that's our import sulfur route that got cancelled. Why does it move? It's going down. It's good, at least. It's going down. Wait, did I put things up for building? I don't think I did. It must have been the auto build thing. Auto expand. Okay, it went down another notch, I think. I like that auto expand keeps adding things there. Still going down notches. Nice, nice, nice. And then it moves again. Game. Late, okay, money. I do feel like we'd want a little more sulfur, right? 390 down. Yeah, maybe. Let's go ahead and have a little more. I think I said I can free up people in both of these places. So let's make 3 more sulfur mines, and then I'm sure Texas will say they have no more people. And then we go switch stuff around. People buying my porcelain. Money. By money I mean we have spare production power. Still kinda short on small arms, but not in a problematic way. Could still apparently have infinite cloth. Is it the Americans buying all this? It is, right? Yeah. I don't want to lean too deep into things that are sold to the Americans, because we might just end up in a spot where they don't. Don't know what I can do about this wine other than import it. Because I certainly can't build 1 million maize farms just to have more wine. Is there another way to make wine? Wheat farms, maize farms, no. That's odd, right? We can't you have real vineyards? Vineyards? Yes. Certainly no loss yards. Oh, wow. Oh wow, I'm amazed at my own punniness. It's terrible. So I want to build a bunch of factories because they are covered by the thing. Oh, we're still down electricity though. So maybe we build some electricity and some factories. Fine. Fine. What factories are they? They are maybe even some more synthetic factories. And some... That's all American imports. Some food factories. Sure, why not? And maybe some engines too. What was the first thing? Was it engines already? Did I say engines twice? Surely not. Some more engines here. And yes, power plants. We're still not making me any money. But they do make power. So this cannot be leveled up. Can it? No. It did say something per level, right? Last time we looked at a skyscraper and what it does, but it doesn't. It only has the one level. Just gives 25% GA throughput. Could make it a trade nexus to set up more trade route volume. Huh. And if we had airships, could tie them to it for some prestige. Funny. Moor them, I suppose. But what is it I'm here for? Food industry is what I'm here for. In even more Guerrero and one at Veracruz, so they can hire in parallel? Sure. Let's go. The money situation is surprisingly tight considering that we did increase taxes. But once we get graduated taxation, I think all our money woes are going to be gone for a while. The Austro-Hungarian Dixie interest has been removed, probably because there's no longer any Austro-Hungarians to speak of. Gold Rush. Migration attraction to Colorado. So the reason I'm always wondering and unsure about migration attraction is that, sure, it helps people attract people to your country, but it also attracts people within the country. So these peasants will be missing elsewhere. And there's really not much to do in Colorado. I'm just going to go for mine, as I always do. And I do. I do always do. Let's give another quick look at the peasant numbers. California is very, very tight. But it's not out of people yet. So I assume everybody in California... That's not what I wanted to do. It's the disadvantage of misusing or abusing that mode. What did I build? What did I miss? Textile mill. You have full employment. Looks like everybody's fine here. And the railway isn't fine, but it does have full employment. So yeah, we don't need to do that. Temporary embarrassment, no. 10% less income taxes for 2 years. That's gonna be paid. Holy fudge nuggets! That may not have been the smartest move. Can I please have graduated taxation? Youch! How much are we making in tax? We're still making 128k. We're just spending so much. Anarchism done for free. Urbanized Mexico. Yeah, we just need so many more urban places. It's kind of difficult to do in a... well, in a larger country. Because that's a lot of urban to make. If we want to have everything here be urbanized. A lot of urban, yes. It's usually measured by weight, you know. Inefficient agriculture again. We really want to go to -9. I don't. I'm just gonna go with this. We don't really care about some radicals. Oh, we have tons of extra convoys now with all these ports, and we're not using them. And things we might want to look at is an import of wine. I think that's going to be quite profitable. We can buy so much wine from the Austrians. Ooh, well, it's a lot more profitable from the Brits. Profitable. Let's do the Brits then. We do the Russians too. Good lord, the profitability. Is it going to stay that way? Surely not. Surely wine prices are going to change. No? Break to grow to level 18. Well, we're going to give that a moment to grow. We have extra sulfur. Extra sulfur now. Huh. I guess that American route going down and the building of extra sulfur mines did a lot of stuff. Where do we have tons of extras from? Iron. Iron. Explosives. Yes, sulfur. I don't really want to import any of that. A bit of importing steel is just not great. So much dye we could import? Let's not do that either. Surely a lot of our convoys are going to get used. Now that... the sulfur balance is not that bad. We're going to find ways to use that up. Let's take the 20% success. Come on, guys. I need that money. Look at me. I really need the money. I'm spending it all on passing this law. Now, I would be somewhat tempted to do even further expansion of our military if it wasn't for the fact that our monetary situation isn't that great. And with the monetary situation not being that great, I'm kind of reluctant to spend even more money on it. Guess we need even more coal, don't we? Rural, not anything random. I want coal mines. Aha, now we're getting to a point where people don't really have people anymore. I guess good old New Mexico can have some coal mines here. What's this looking like? San Salvador, still the same old list. Same old, same old. More rubber. We are making artificial silk, right? I didn't just build a bunch of synthetic plants and then not swap them to silk. No, they're making that silk. They're not even making money. Apparently making them publicly traded makes a lot of money. Which, again, I don't know how that's possible. Maybe they pay more taxes, but it's not my money, is it? It's the place's money? It confuses me. It utterly baffles me. Silk, how are you doing, silk? Okay, we have positive silk now. Still got negative dye. But I mean, we surely don't have enough positive silk to be able to go and reduce the imports from China. But it's starting to make okay. Say that. What is your price problem? 5, 10, 18, 19, 22. 22? Surely I'm mismathing here. What? 5, 9, 12, 15 and a bit. And this is 15 and a bit. I see. They're still employing. And it's in Mexico, which should be okay. But are they actually still employing? Or are they not paying enough for people to be employed? Or not doing well enough for people to be employed? Doesn't really look like they're doing well. Price of silk is kind of low. Price of dye is kind of high, though. Low price of wood. High price of fertilizer because of all those exports. And a slightly high price of sulfur. So I guess sulfur things changed again. Ah. I want more support. Give me graduated taxation. I need the money. Also, these guys need the money. What can I do to make you do better? I could increase the demand for silk. But that's not really what we're looking to do, right? I mean, clearly there's room for clothing to be produced, although, again, probably tons of American. Yeah, well, the Americans don't buy as much of the luxury clothing, but the regular clothing all goes to the Americans. So that industry will have big time issues once we go to war, because it then can't sell its clothing anymore. So I really, really don't want to go insane on that. On the other hand, we would like to slightly reduce our silk imports, but we can't turn them off, I don't think. I think we're still importing a decent amount, yeah. We could just build even more synthetic plants, which seems weird, and then turn off the import. That's probably actually right. Just try to get that independence going. If we can. I hate seeing those losses. Give me my money back. So much money. 10% of our taxes, it said, right? Sorry, tax rate. Not actually 10%. I guess we take some throughput. GDP. Oh, we took a tight dip at some point. What was that? Was that when we went for the war, quote unquote? Maybe. Everybody's absolutely fine. Population is also absolutely fine. At some point I want to find out how to get opium. But since people don't really want to sell it to us, at least last we checked, kind of have to get a colony or something over there, and it's like a lot of work. So maybe we just go to war without opium. So unhealthy economy. I mean, yes, sure, for now. But Still want more industry. Now, does the furniture also go to the Yanks? Yeah, mostly. Really, really don't want to upgrade those. Love to upgrade wine production, but it just doesn't seem to be a good way to do it. Electricity. Did we build those? We did. Still looking really bad. Tools, small arms. But once again, not artillery. Because we need some more oil. But none of those are relevant things. Kinda tempted to have extra wood. Not wood. Not at all wood. What was it? Wheat. Wheat production still. And yes, we could go for this, but I don't actually want more wheat. What I want is more wine, and I'll take the extra wheat, I suppose. Well, there's wheat farm and then there's maize farms too, but they are the same, I assume. No, 75 grain and 7 wine, and this is 70 grain and 10 wine. Are you on a different move? Can I have more vineyards? I can. It's apparently gonna make me money. It's a tiny amount of wine gained. But I guess it's an amount of wine gained. Now are you the same? 75-7? 70-10? No, maybe wheat farms that just have an easier time of making wine? Don't know what else it would be. Huh. I guess we'll maybe expend some wheat. Ah, but they're in Oregon. Oregon has peasants. Have a few. Fortunately, they don't get paid out of the industrial budget. Over enthusiastic partisans. What's going on here? Less momentum for the Free Trade Party or less for the trade unions? Yeah. Let's crack down on the free trade. There we go. Wait. I was promised money. I was promised an increase in taxation. That is not an increase in taxation. We went to essentially no taxes. Game? You told me I'd make money. Did we have proportional before? Now it says I would make a little more, but just a little more money by going back to proportional. What does it do? It has more income tax rate. It's the same consumption tax rate, and we get higher dividends now. Dividends tax rate. Does that show up here as an extra thing? Dividend taxes. It does. But they don't seem to have gone up. Let's give it a moment, but I am somewhat skeptical of this. That doesn't look like it's going good. These did go up now, yeah. But these went down by 100,000 and these went up by like 50. Okay. Kind of surprised. And scared. If I were to go and up this. Oh my. Wouldn't even make us infinite money. We're actually gonna end up having consumption taxes if we find authority somewhere. The tax modifier that we have, I think, is just for income taxes. Just an overview of that. Surely on the budget screen it's gonna tell me. Surely. Not like that, it doesn't. My advisors may have advised me incorrectly. Be nice to have the industrialists happy at least, to have their negative tax effect removed. Where do I see my country modifiers? I assume it's some sort of country modifier. Modifier entries. Anything red? I mean, lots of red things. There's still 29,000 going for the stupid thing. That's so many modifiers. But I'm not seeing the 10% tax reduction we got. Oh, tax cuts, here it is. 10%, it's just the income tax rate, so that shouldn't really matter all that much anymore. Well, it does still matter. Probably like double my income tax. Right, because currently we have an income tax rate of 12.5%, yeah. Well, baseline. Probably, oh, it might be way more than double. We might be going to, with this being paradox math, we might be going to 2.5% right now, which would explain losing a lot of money. Now, I just clicked out of it for some reason. When does this end? In 22 months. I don't think we have 22 months of losing 200k a week. Very much don't. What is it we could do about that? I mean, there's some of this investment that's not from the investment pool, so that's sort of a mistake, I guess, or problem. I'm actually gonna have to raise taxes. I hate it. I hate the idea. Every bit of it. And you could try to swap the law back, but that seems ridiculous. It just went for that law. Could try, well, we could stop paying the military so much and stuff. There are a lot of options we have here if things do, push does come to shove, I suppose. But it's not nice. And I don't like the fact that we got put into the situation by a lie. Carracker's plans do still seem to be doing quite well as well. Let's have a little more of that. And tax estimates keep increasing themselves. Well, I have them on auto expand. Maybe I shouldn't. With again the US of A being such an important target for imports, exports. How are we doing on boats? We still have tons of boats. We should probably be looking at some export routes. Anything we can sell decently. You sell some fabric, but no one cares. Iron, could sell a lot of iron to the French, but we don't have that much iron to sell. Same goes for this sulfur. Sell a few rubber to the French at essentially no gain. I'm not really seeing it. If I wanted to sell clothing, so, for example, to other people. I'd have to use my own transports, but I could do that. So even when the Americans break away, does mean we're gonna need a lot of boats. But that might be better than just not expanding our industries anymore. Speaking of food, groceries are still lacking. So liquor, so I don't super mind a little more increase of food production there to go with all the wheat we're making. Sure. Again, I'm happy to expand factories there because they are fully covered by the pool. I'm not doing anything about this market access, although that's certainly also hurting me, because we might go soon and get ourselves some electric trains. We're just going to turn electricity into infrastructure. Well, I mean, I guess it's good overall, but it's not like we're swimming in electricity right now. Or money. Ugh. Well, money. We even dropped down a power rank. Who did we lose to? Who did we lose to here? Wait. I don't remember where to see that. No, it's there. I thought it was here. No. Great power ranking number 4. How the hell did I see these? It was easy. I'll just click it. That is easy. Well, the Brits overtook us. Or maybe Austria came back to be actual Austria. That's probably what happened. Revolutionary Austria went all Austrian. Cooperative. How much do you love me? You don't. I mean, you're fine. Let's improve there. See if we can have some trade going soon. Laborers won by loads again. So our righteous government is still all good. Oh, city of plenty. Yes, please. I did say let's let them celebrate, I suppose. Let's give me some more loyalists there. Money is starting to be less utterly terrible. Yes, less utterly terrible. Are we supposed to bring in a ton of wine from, say, the Austrians? How much wine do we need? 1.38k. It's going to make people happy and generate a bunch of taxes for me, I suppose. We have the boats to spare. Let's just do it. And did we check all these? I think we did check all these export routes. It's still a lot of groceries. It's a lot of steel. It's not much money to be made from that steel, but it should reduce. Well, it does really reduce our expenses because, again, they're all covered by the investment pool. Now, what I actually wanted to look at a million years ago. Wait. No, tax cuts. 18 months still. Whew. Paradox math, it's great. It's gotta love it. So dividend taxes, pretty good. Am I gonna need to build a railway? Because we're frankly still quite a bit away from the electric railway. And I don't like the market access being though so low, especially in Mexico. And I believe Mexico City does have the decree going. It does. Now, infrastructure can be had at the cost of transportation. Is that right? What do these do again? Oh, they reduce infrastructure and make more transportation. Minus 75 infrastructure, which you don't get like this. Huh. I do believe we have extra transportation in the country right now, don't we? Duh, 186. Ah, but swapping Mexico is probably more than 126, right? What am I looking for? My railway. My railway. Can make publicly traded. Going down to cargo prioritization costs us 225. Maybe not then. Really want electric carriages. But right, synthetic plants, are they all in? I feel like all of them are built. They're not fully staffed at all. But we could maybe drop the import route for silk. It is generating a lot of money though. Unsure. What I am sure of is that we have to put a cut in here. Thank you folks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you're seeing, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and if you have anything to say, please do so down there in that comment section. Thank you for watching. See you folks next time.